Hello all, this is Dswank, and I'm redoing this video because the previous one was like 15 minutes and I should be able to do this in about 5. And this is mostly going to be a chatterbox episode, so what's on screen doesn't matter nearly as much, but there'll be a couple of things that I'll give a heads up for viewing beforehand. Now, what I am in is in a world that I'm referring to as my skunkworks. It's where a lot of things that were not required for the Space Engineers series, where I needed, like, the world in the background, things like that. So the interior shots of the Rosebud, the interior shots of the greenhouse room that I built at my base, and where I did some practice builds with the hovercraft and the various hover beam weapons that were projected at the end of a previous episode. And that end was actually recorded in here. As you can see, there's still the projection up. But what I'm in this world say is that on server where we were playing, that whole world was in survival mode. So when I printed out the hover vehicle, I actually ended up printing out 3 of them because the first 2 got wrecked. So I had enough resources to print out 3 of them. I actually had to go out and salvage a hover to get the last one working. And the mini-Muras were all printed on the 3D printer that I have here, using projections and actual resources from in the game. Now, that made some challenges because, well, Daniel and Fuzz were actually playing the game in survival and putting their videos together as if they were in survival. I'm not sure if Daniel is actually going to be putting videos out or not, but yeah, he was recording. He still needs to get some editing software, and I'm not sure at what point Fuzz kind of lost his groove for Space Engineers, as in editing videos for it. But in the previous recording session, we had a discussion, and we are shifting from me trying to put together a series of, well, a machinima series, from my play in a survival world while they are still playing survival and the interaction and things like that, into one that is a purely machinima setup. Now, we have a loose and slapped together story for getting us off-planet and doing things. And that will actually start when you see, and here's one of the times that you might want to look at the video, when you see this thing. You've seen it before in the projections, but when you see that thing, that's when you know we've shifted to the fully scripted. Now, I'm not going to say that our current script for getting off planet is going to be the best, but once we're off planet and we have shifted to a solely space-based, no moons, planets, or what have you, storyline, that is when we're actually going to be getting serious about scripting and things like that. Everything else we're doing between now and then is just us testing ideas. We're getting practice at it, and we might as well put our practice out so you all can enjoy our failures at it. The only way you can get better is by actually doing it. So, with that, we're going to be shifting in that direction. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, because sometimes I don't speak as goodish as I feel I need to. But, yeah. Short version, we're in survival, shifting to pure scripted. And we're going to see how well that works. So, I hope you enjoy what's coming in the future as we do stupidness. If you have some interest in possibly, I'm saying this tentatively, if you have interest in us looking for extras, we may be doing that at some point. So go ahead, hop in our Discord, and if a community call for extras comes up, you will hear about it there. So, until next time, bye-bye.